welcome to CFTV. I'm Genevieve, and for our first story today, we'll be going to Bentley with a story about Operation Christmas Child and the Servathon.
Hi, my name's Bentley. Who am I here with?
I'm Mrs. Timbrook, and I am the bookkeeper and payroll specialist for Christian Fellowship School.
What is Operation Christmas Child?
Operation Christmas Child is a ministry program of Samaritan's Purse, a larger organization that basically uses, in a very condensed version, uses the power of a simple gift to spread the gospel, the love of God, and the salvation message of Jesus to kids around the world.
Who started Operation Christmas Child?
Operation Christmas Child was started by Franklin Graham, who is the son of Billy Graham, who some people will know. And he heads up Samaritan's Purse and was contacted by a church in England, actually, 30 years ago, wanting help with helping children who were in the middle of the war in Kosovo, to reach out to them during a terrible time in what was going on in their lives. And it took off from there, and they've been doing it ever since. So Franklin Graham, with his ministry team of Samaritan's Purse, has then developed Operation Christmas Child.
Okay. What is a shoebox gift and what goes into them?
Okay. A shoebox gift uses a box like this, or any shoebox that you can get from anywhere, this size or even bigger, that you just fill with things that are fun, that a child, they do them for kids age 2 to 4, 5 to 9, and 10 through 14, boys or girls, things that would be fun for them to do, or things that would be useful, the things that we consider everyday items that we just walk into our house and grab, like our toothbrush or our washcloth or a notebook or things like that, are things that kids around the world do not have easy access to. And so we fill those boxes with things like that. There are lots of rules on things that, don't use breakables, don't send food, those kind of things. But it's just a basic gift, a lot of things that we would take for granted, but mean the world to kids who never ever receive gifts and don't have the basic items of life.
How many kids does Operation Christmas Child reach?
Okay. Last year, about 11 million boxes were collected. And so, so last year it was that's the nice even number, but about 11 million boxes reached kids last year. We also last year it was the 30th anniversary of Operation Christmas Child, and their 200 millionth shoebox was given to a little girl in Ukraine. Yeah.
How does Operation Christmas Child help churches?
Okay, that's a great question. Operation Christmas Child is a wonderful ministry opportunity for churches because anybody of any age can participate.
Yeah.
You're not too old and you're not too young to be able to be part of the program. And so people pray. That's the number one thing we always ask for, is even if you can't pack a shoebox, pray for the program. If you're packing shoeboxes, then the very first thing you put in your shoebox is prayer. So all ages can do that, and every ability can do that. And so we have found at our church, it's just a wonderful time to come together and hang out together to process the different items that are collected, bring in your items, pack your boxes. We do it year round. And so it can be great fun, great ministry, great fellowship, and again, anybody can be involved. And as far as just the local churches, then the churches here in the United States, that's why it's a wonderful program for us. But then it helps the churches around the world, because it actually has helped start many, many churches and ministries from the program and the ministry.
Okay. What is your part in Operation Christmas Child? How many boxes is CFS packing this year?
Basically, every student K through 5 will pack a box, plus a few more extras. So around 250 for elementary, and then preschool will pack another 50-ish boxes as well. So really close to 300 boxes this year.
Okay. Do you want to increase the number of boxes CFS packs? If so, how many?
Yes, and as many as we can get.
Okay.
No limit. Basically, we're always encouraged to pack one more
Yep.
because it only takes one more to have a huge effect on a kid.
Thank you for this interview.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Bentley. Our next story in the weather.
November 5th, it's supposed to be sunny with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 50. On November 6th, it's supposed to be partially cloudy with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 47. On November 7th, it's supposed to be, again, partially cloudy with a high of 57 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. On the 8th of November, it is supposed to be a high of 55 degrees and a low of 39, and it's supposed to be rainy. On the 9th of November, it's supposed to be cloudy with a high of 54 degrees and a low of 37. On the 10th of November, it's supposed to be sunny out with a high of 52 degrees and a low of 42 degrees. On the 11th of November, it's supposed to be sunny out with a high of 58 and a low of 45.
Thanks, Austin. All right, next we're going to talk to Jack Murray about his interview with Mr. Rudisaile.
So what are your future plans for the CFS?
Well, the long-range plan is to have 2 additional buildings, one on the back side, which will primarily be the elementary building, and then one on the front side, which will most likely be high school, middle school. And both of those buildings, as of now, are planning to be probably 3 stories. And they will connect at the second level with the second level of the current building so that the elevators will work to get you to all the floors.
So the new lunchroom, what's it going to improve?
Well, the new lunchroom, it allows us already, we've been able to decrease from 4 lunch periods to 3 lunch periods. And it's allowed us to get through a lot quicker, which helps with the expense of the caterer. And it also allows everybody to eat at a more normal time. The big thing is our middle school and high school will be able to eat at the same time. They'll both be in the cafeteria at the same time. Probably the high school will be at the new end and the middle school will be up at this end at the new tables and that way. Because there's a few more of you than there are of them. And the old section is a little bigger than the new section.
Will the middle school wing and the high school wing in the future be separated? Like we won't be in the same hall?
Most likely. That's probably a 5 to 10 year plan from now. But you know, it's ideal is to have the 2 age groups separated. But we're very fortunate here, I think. I'm not aware of any real problems that we have with high school picking on middle school or vice versa. It's probably more middle school picking on high school than anything else, just having fun. But we're awfully blessed to have some great kids.
Has there been any problems with the project with the lunchroom so far?
Well, at the very beginning, which is why it wasn't all finished on time, was there was a lot of waiting being done on the city of Columbia to approve different things. We also they had to put in a new electrical unit out back to be able to house everything, because the box that's out there now will be big enough to carry all of the load for any new construction that we do as well. So all of those things took a little bit of time, and that's basically what put us behind. The contractor itself, they've done a great job, and all of their subcontractors, and keeping everything going.
So what will be the next project on the school?
Well, the school is currently kicking off a capital funds campaign. with a goal of $2.5 million. That's hopefully going to, once that is met, some of that funds will be used to pay off part of the current project, and then the rest of it will be put towards additional changes, and that'll be the additional building out front and the additional building out back, and in the future, the elimination of the modular classrooms.
So what percentage is the lunchroom done?
That's a very good question. I would say we're pretty close to 90–95%. We're hoping that everything will be completely done and ready to go by at least Thanksgiving. And one of the things that, right now, it's going to be an open cafeteria, but there is a hidden wall that will be able to come out and separate the two in case we've got something going on in one of the rooms and something else going on in the other room.
So the new fence on the hill, what's that about?
Well, there was a grant available for security, and I know that Mr. Victor and Mr. Moe in particular worked very closely on that, and funds were available, and we got accepted to put a fence around our property to maybe keep people out and us in, and that's what the primary purpose is, to go around the field, help keep things in, and help with the safety of our students.
So what are they doing to the lunchroom right now? Like, are they painting it or?
Right now, I would think that they're painting it and doing all of the finishing work. I haven't been out there yet today, but I was out there last Wednesday before I left to go to Joplin, and they had all of the walls up, and it was ready to be painted. So I'm assuming that that's what they've done Thursday and Friday, was to start the painting. The electrical work was all done. The lighting was all done. There's going to be greater use of microwaves and more microwaves to use because we're putting them on separate breakers, so it'd be, you can have more microwaves.
That's gonna be useful. What's your favorite project so far?
Well, probably one of the things that I've liked is the updates to the gymnasium that we made last year. I think that's such an improvement for so many people, and every student in school uses the gymnasium at some point in time during the course of the day. And I think it makes a big difference in when people come in to see our school and to see that. But I think our board and the lead pastor and others have done a great job of making plans and planning the strategic new things and to turn this building into a school that at some point we're looking at being able to handle up to about 700 students.
Well, do you like a more modern school?
Well, I'm a little bit conservative, and I like what we have in the old, and I like to keep things the way they are. But the first time I walked out of my office this summer and saw the wall that was torn down between the hallway and the cafeteria, I was pretty amazed. And I think this addition that has been going on this summer and finishing up now has been just a great improvement to our school.
Well, that's all.
Well,
thanks
thank
for
you for your time.
thanks for the interview.
Thank you, Jack. Another segment, we will be talking with Addie about interviewing the high school CFS.
Hi, I'm Addie, and I'm here with.
Mr. Neville.
I'm going to be asking you some questions about your past experiences.
Okay.
What subject do you teach?
Bible.
Cool. When was your first year at CFS?
2018.
Was teaching your original plan, or did you have a different plan?
I had a different.
What were you going to do?
Do something in computers.
Do you like computers?
Sometimes.
Okay. What is your favorite grade to teach?
Juniors or seniors.
Do you have a specific reason?
Maturity.
Where did you grow up?
Central Illinois.
What is the most fun vacation you've ever taken?
A week trip to Disney World.
Oh yes, I love Disney World. Do you have any kids?
I do.
How many?
3.
Do they go to CFS?
They do.
Cool. Who's your favorite staff member?
Mr. Blake, Mr. Clay, or Mr. North.
Oh yes,
Those 3 are fantastic people.
they are. Have you ever taught a different subject?
Business and computers, and so those are the major things I teach.
Wow, that's a lot. And lastly, what was your favorite subject when you were younger?
Math.
Any reason?
It was easy.
That is very true. Well, thank you, Mr. Neville, for having us interview you today.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Addie Taylor, and I'm here with.
Jack Richens, Mr. Richens to the students.
I'm going to be asking him some questions about his past. So, Mr. Richens, what subject do you teach?
I teach the high school sciences 9th through 12th grade.
That is very cool. I love science. So,
Great.
when was your first year at CFS?
Oh goodness, I think it was 1986.
Oh wow, so you've been here a long time.
Yes, this is my 38th year.
Was teaching your original plan, or did you have a different plan?
No, I was originally going to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yes, I was going to be
That's
a
so
veterinarian,
cool.
and I was going to get my DVM, and then get a master's degree in orthopedic surgery and specialize in orthopedic surgery.
Oh.
It didn't work out that way.
What is your favorite grade to teach?
Oh, goodness. Well, I really like physics, and physics is taught to the 9th graders.
Oh, cool.
So that's, yes, the 9th grade is my favorite class to teach.
Where did you grow up?
A number of different places. I was born in Pennsylvania, and then moved to a Baltimore suburb for a year, and then spent 7 years in Rochester, New York, or outside of Rochester, New York, in a suburb, and then moved back to Maryland for 3 years, and then moved to St. Louis halfway through my junior year, and have been in Missouri ever since.
Wow, you've been all over the place. So what's the most fun vacation you've ever had?
Disney World,
Oh yes, I love Disney
Yeah.
World. It's so fun.
hands down.
Do you have any kids?
We have one. My wife and I have one daughter, Emily. She is married, has 4 children of her own right now, and is actually pioneering a classical Christian school in Ohio.
Cool. Who is your favorite staff member?
My favorite staff member.
Teacher or faculty?
Oh goodness. That's like asking which is your favorite child. Well, I think since Mrs. Rudisaile and myself have been here the longest, as far as teachers go, that I think that, yeah, she would be one of my favorites.
She teaches math, right?
Yeah, she does.
Have you ever taught a different subject?
I have taught a number of different subjects. There was one year when I was the 10th grade English teacher,
Cool.
and I have also taught elementary science, 5th and 6th grade for a couple of years, and I also did middle school science for a very long time, and did a class on art appreciation, and another year, and that same year I taught a choir course.
Cool. And lastly, what was your favorite subject when you were younger?
Science.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Is that
It's-
why you
it's
became
always
a
been
science
science,
teacher?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of what headed me towards veterinary medicine, but when that didn't work out, and actually I didn't come straight to science education. I spent close to a decade in biomedical research
That's very cool.
before I came here to teach. But I love teaching the sciences, so yes, it followed my younger years' passion to end up here teaching science.
Well, thank you, Mr. Richards, for having this interview.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Addie. Our last segment will be with Gemma talking about CFS and sports.
Hi, my name is Gemma, and I'm going to be talking about sports in our school today. This past weekend, our sports teams went to Joplin. Soccer lost the championship game against Plaza Heights 1-0. Our volleyball team lost the semifinals, and then they won the third game for third place. They won both sets. And then cross country, boys got first, and girls didn't have enough players to have a full team. And then in a couple weeks, our basketball will start. Well, actually, this week basketball starts and cheer starts. So that's sports today.
Thank you, Gemma. That's our show. Thanks for watching and have a great day.